What up, y'all? It's your girl Kalima, and welcome to KALIMA KAM. I think the world may be coming to an end, but we'll figure it out. Let's get it. I love my theme song, guys. Just gives me life. Okay, first we're going to talk about like what's going on in the society right now. That's just a lot of controversial news going on in the media. Like Donald Trump is running for pres. Literally when I heard this, I was like, so basically as long as you have the money, you can run for president. Because I never saw him. I saw him as a businessman, obviously. I never thought, what about you run a full country? Like, in the speech that he didn't really cover anything of what you can do for America. Everything was like media driven. Of course, the memes were going crazy because we mainly know him as a television personality. Other than the fact that he's a businessman and he's got a lot of money. He defended Donald Sterling in the whole controversy with his African-American female that he tried to keep secret because she's an African-American female. So you already don't have the black vote. That's a big chunk of America, by the way. But, you know, as I think about that, you've had a lot of African-Americans on The Apprentice show, including Nene and Kenya. They are two people I would really be curious to know. Would you back your ex-boss up? I mean, the country's got a lot of debt, so he said he's going to fund his own campaign, so maybe he can come out of pocket with that. I'm a little scared as an African-American who is trying to like move up the ladder. Him taking over, someone who has made it pretty evident that he's really not in favor of Mexicans, like he said in his speech. And has been also proven to not really care for minorities in general. So, I don't know. It's a very confusing topic. Okay, also, in society, Rachel. Y'all already know this whole situation. I have to say, this is literally ridiculous. Yes, she didn't want to be found out, but her family came forward with honesty. She was living a lie. It's a lot to hold on your shoulders. You never know what their intentions were. I'm sure they love their daughter enough to keep it a secret for so long, but of course that's your daughter. You kind of want her to not have to go through this lie anymore either. There are so many minorities who identify, or not even minorities, who identify with other races, and that's the issue with America. We are so obsessed with the exterior that we can't even get past it, to the extent that she feels like I have to resign for all of the work, even though she lied about it. All of the work that she did, which from what I heard was a lot for the NAACP. Why would you allow some naysayers who really don't know anything about you and who you are and the situation that you're going through? Why not let this be something off of your shoulders and say, yes, I wore weave like the rest of them. And I did it in secret, and now I'm coming forth and I'm saying that this is truly who I am. I love the African American community. Like, why decide to let all of that go? Unless maybe she was walking through the office after she had been outed, and a lot of African Americans within the NAACP were not really giving her open, welcome arms. I think, if so, it's because you lie. Maybe she'll come out with a book or something, because there's a lot of unanswered questions. But number one thing I said, go to facebook.com/Kalima727. You will see my comments. I said, be honest. That's the number one issue. Through the entire thing, it's truly just being responsible for the decisions that you make. People will be a lot more forgiving if they know that you're honest about it. Caitlyn Jenner got 2 million followers in 24 hours, a little over 24 hours, because people respect people who are honest, Hopefully. I think a lot of people just don't respect her from the fact that it's a white woman trying to be an African American woman. So even her being honest, some people just will not get it. Just like some people do not get the transgender situation. Some people don't get it. Some people are more accepting when you're honest. Now, unfortunately, Lamar's good friend passed away. Sometimes people being taken away in your life can actually be a more positive thing. I think Lamar chose his best friend possibly over his wife. I think it hit home for Chloe in a huge way. She just kind of feels like she lost her stepfather. Now she has something going on this side, which as a fan we never really got to see the real truth about. But I think that, you know, losing someone can be so traumatic that you reach out to the other person that you may not have consciously known that that's someone that you would go to in hard times, but emotionally you know that person is there to listen to you, and that's still your wife. And I really do pray that he finds some help and allows Chloe to be a shoulder, because the situation is very unfortunate, but I think that there is a bright light at the end of the tunnel. I think that this, and I pray that this brings them a lot closer. Wayne signing a deal with Jay-Z's new company, Tidal. Everyone assumed that meant that he was signing to Jay-Z's label. It turns out that no, he just signed a contract with Tidal, which it was created to benefit artists. A lot of these other apps where you can listen to music don't really give the artists the royalties that they deserve. This is a way that artists can have more exclusivity, or at least hands-on with the music that's being played, and a nicer return on the music that's being purchased. With the whole situation with Lil Wayne and Baby kind of falling out, he needs a new group of people around him, kind of like Lamar, that's going to influence him and let him see the music industry in a completely different light. Of course he's aware of that, but he hasn't really had a team except for Cash Money. There was obviously great times within that team, but unfortunately that business wasn't being conducted in a proper way that made Wayne feel that he was being respected as an artist. Now he signed a contract with one of the most successful rappers in the industry, and I'm sure with that contract comes a lot more organization and a lot more positivity in the future. Okay, you guys, so it turns out that Raven has officially been cast on The View. Of course, Raven has been known to be extremely controversial, but that's exactly why we love her. For her, you know, not claiming an African American, not claiming gay, not claiming lesbian, was her way of saying, I don't want to be labeled. And everyone took it into an uproar, which I thought was kind of ignorant, because all she's saying is that I don't like labels. When you are labeled, you are defined. It's just like how it's not necessarily a proper conversation to talk about your political preference. It goes straight back to identity. Take me for exactly who I've shown you to be, not what you've heard about people like me. Alright, you guys, now for couples news, or ex-couples news. Chris and Karrouche. I know you guys have probably heard their whole Instagram back and forth. Really wasn't a back and forth, because Karrouche kind of shut it down. Chris thought that he could, you know, post a little something, a little cute photo of them, and act like everything's fine. And I guess he was having, you know, the normal feelings, like realizing what he lost. I guess he was feeling as if she shouldn't be, you know, bringing his name up at all in interviews. Like, if I'm irrelevant, let me be irrelevant, you know, one of those sort of arguments. And she was like, no, I now have a name for myself. Of course they're gonna ask about you. And I'm sure it wasn't a long, drawn out conversation. She addressed it. She said that is now the past. She has moved on. She spoke about how he apparently maybe broke her window and then also forced his way into her car. He's lost his mind. She ended it with, I wish you and your beautiful daughter well. Being sweet, killing with kindness is always the best way. Stop watching Love and Hip Hop and thinking that that's the way that you treat a man and make him realize what he lost. No. If you know truly and securely in your heart that he's losing something, all you have to do is show him more of that. That's it. That's why Karrouche was just caught on the beach showing off her amazing body. She knows that it kills him that she now can find anyone else that she wants. That's why I always say, do not let a man find your worth before you do, because then he will define your worth. Come on now. that is the utmost disrespect. That it is not love to first of all cheat, but then cheat with someone that she was in association with, or at least had been in the same room with, and have a child out of it and really think you're gonna have your cake and eat it too. No. She finally seems a lot more strong since the interview that she did with Iyanla Van Zandt on Iyanla Fix My Life. She seemed a little lost. She seemed very emotional. It seemed extremely fresh for her, to the point where she almost ended the interview, but she decided to continue with the interview, speak her truth. She's only human. There's got to be hard times. You're dealing with a public breakup, especially not just a public cheating, but a public breakup where, after keeping this baby in secret, posting his daughter's photo everywhere, so it's all over, you know, it's just blown up in her face. You already started off a relationship where everyone was comparing you to Rihanna, who was an abused girlfriend of his. So, you know, the humiliation, I can't even imagine what she goes through. And I think that it's so great that she's using her platform to show other people that you don't gotta cuss him out. He already hates himself more than you could ever hate him. It's a possible ending of a relationship with Peter and Cynthia Bailey, because he was just caught kissing another woman in one of the bars that they own. And do you guys remember, if you saw the reunion, Portia had accused him of being a cheater and talking to, you know, servers and stuff in the restaurant, and of course she stood by his side. I, for one, when I saw that, I said, oh no, he wouldn't do that. If he cheated, it definitely wouldn't be in his own restaurant. He was caught on camera. It's no more he say, she say. And what's so unfortunate is this is a woman who pretty much funded your recent success. And, you know, my thing is, like, anytime a man gets caught, honey, it is a blessing. It may not seem like that in the beginning, but it is a blessing, because that's God's way of showing you, I always had your back. It's just so unfortunate, because remember, her family doesn't even really like him. Okay, guys, thanks for watching Kalima Kam. I will see you guys next time.
So